Hello, this is a video on Google most asked questions on Anne Boleyn. Was Anne Boleyn French? What? No, she was. Did Anne Boleyn speak French? Yes, she did. And probably very, very well. Was Anne Boleyn's father executed? No, he wasn't. Was Anne Boleyn German? Absolutely not. All right, guys. So was Anne Boleyn French? No, she was not. The truth is, Anne Boleyn was sent to France to serve Mary Tudor, who was Henry VIII's sister, who was married to Louis XII of France. Unfortunately, Louis XII is going to die really early. Mary Tudor is going to go back to England with a lot of drama. And Anne Boleyn is going to stay in France, and she's going to serve Queen Claude, the wife of Francis I of France. She's going to spend 7 years at the French court. But no, Anne Boleyn is not French. But she does speak French, and probably very, very well. What's so interesting when you look at the French sources, especially after when she has a name, when she becomes Queen of England, when there's all the problem with Henry VIII, when there's a love triangle, right? Anne Boleyn is known as being a Francophile. She favors the French ambassadors. She just loves France, and she showed completely allegiance to even French political goals and to Francis I in many respects. So no, not French. She spoke French, but also she had lots of interest in French political agenda. She favored the French, but also it's not really surprising given that her biggest rival, Catherine of Aragon, was Spanish, and obviously there's this rivalry between Spain and France here. So in many ways, I call Anne Boleyn in my book Thorns, Lesson and Glory a French substitute princess, because it's the role she's going to play. But obviously no, she's not French. Absolutely not French. Was Anne Boleyn German? No. What? Where? Why would anyone think that? I think that's a bit weird. No, she was not. Absolutely not German. She was English. She was English and Irish on her father's side. And yes, so was Anne Boleyn's father executed? No, Thomas Boleyn was not executed. But Thomas Boleyn and Elizabeth Boleyn lost 2 of their children to Henry VIII. I mean, when you really think about it, and I don't want to get emotional, but when you really think about it, I'm going to get emotional. When you really think about it, it's awful. Anne Boleyn was accused of high treason. Anne Boleyn was accused of infidelity, both incest with her brother, and it means that her brother was also executed. And it means her parents lost 2 of their 3 children. And there was the remaining Mary Boleyn. But even for Mary, losing her brother and her sister so abruptly, so quickly. I mean, we're talking here, end of April, there's all this plot to bring down Anne. And by mid-May, I think George is executed on 17th of May and Anne Boleyn on the 19th of May. It's insane. It's insane. 3 weeks. Boom. Those 2 people didn't exist anymore in the year 1536. And it's just, I just so sad. So no, her father was not executed, but her brother was. And I really believe in both of their innocence, and I think that's why the story of Anne Boleyn keeps being told. It's because of this injustice. It's because of what happened to her, of what happened to her family. I think it's quite. I think it's quite of an awful story when you really think about it. What other question do we have about Anne Boleyn? Did Anne Boleyn have children? Yes, she had 1 child, Elizabeth. She's the mother of Elizabeth I of England. For me, the greatest queen of England. Did Anne Boleyn have a son? No, she didn't. She had many miscarriages, and the last one in 1536, it is said that it would have been, the fetus would have been a boy. So how far would, to see that, and how much pain and horror she must have gone through. I can't believe, having a miscarriage, the later it is, it's always awful, but the later it is, probably would have been very, very hard. But she didn't have a son. in one of my talks on Thorns, Lust and Glory, the betrayal of Anne Boleyn, I'm the author of that book, if you don't know already. And I was asked, do you think that she would have stayed if she had had a son? And honestly, it's a very hard question. I would love to say yes, but I also know that Henry VIII... Could you really satisfy Henry VIII even with a son? Everyone says yes with Jane Seymour, but Jane Seymour died in childbirth, so for all we know... what it would have been like for her to continue her life, right, with him. I don't know. People say, oh, you would have treated her like perfectly. He was a narcissist and a psychopath. I'm not sure how he would have been. So I'm not sure he would have saved Anne in many respects. Did Anne Boleyn have a sister? Yes, she did. Mary Boleyn. We don't know much about her. Lots of rumors. I do not believe that Mary Boleyn was definitely not a mistress to Francis I. Honestly, I really doubt. I mean, I know, like, it sounds crazy, but I don't buy the whole thing that Mary Boleyn was a mistress to Henry VIII. Mostly because also, like, some of the sources that pretend that are, like, in the 1570s, and it's just to kind of personal attacks to Elizabeth legitimacy and Elizabeth legitimacy and family. So I'm just not sure. I mean, I'm not saying that it never happened. I'm just saying that I haven't seen all the evidence that I need to see to believe in that. So yes, Anne had a sister, Mary Boleyn. Did Anne Boleyn live at Hea Castle? Yes, she did. And it's like, she probably... So we believe that she was actually not born at Hea Castle. We believe that she was born at Blinkling Hall in Norfolk. But yes, she was... She did spend lots of time. She grew up at Hea Castle, even when she's an adult, and she's courted by Henry VIII. She goes back to Hea Castle. This is the family home. This is the Boleyn family home. And if you haven't visited it, I highly, highly recommend. I think you will absolutely love it. Did Anne Boleyn catch the sweating sickness? Yes, she did. In 1527, and this is when we have the passionate, what they call love, what I call lust letters from Henry VIII, and how much he cared. He also sent his physicians and is trying to help her recover. He's really worried about her health and if she will recover. And she did recover. But yes, she caught it, I think, from someone at court, and she had time to go to Hever and get better, really. And it's a very interesting time because obviously we have all these letters of Henry that really cared for her. Is it really care, or is it the fact that, someone had taken away his favorite toy? I don't know. As you can see, I don't have many good things to say about Henry VIII. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video on the Google Most Answers question on Anne Boleyn. Let me know what you think, and let me know your answers down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!